The Mata of Ven. At a small farm on the island of Ven in the region of Öresund, a man had once received a new maid. She was both kind and sweet, not to mention diligent and resourceful. But some mornings, it was nearly impossible to shake life into her. One could almost believe that she had been at work all night, and these days, she did not do particularly well at all. One evening, the women in this farm had gathered to spin yarn together with some women from the neighboring house. The new maid was part of the company, but she decided to sit in a corner further apart from the others. When it was getting late and the night was approaching, it was high time for the women to break up the work, but the maid did not appear to notice this, and instead kept on working at full speed. Then one of the women went to her to urge her to stop working, then made the shocking discovery that the maid was gone. It was only her empty clothes that were sitting there, as was the shoe that continuously stepped on the spinning wheel. Then they realized that the maiden might be a Mata, and that she was at that time busy performing as such. For those of you that are unaware, the Mata is a mythical creature of Sweden, very much similar to a vampire and a werewolf. But unlike those two creatures, the Mata attacks you in your dreams, and there have even been times when the Mata goes so far as to kill the victims through those dreams. There are many such creatures across the world, and even until this day, people experience the Mata, though it's now called the entity. Anyways, there was such an entity they now had in the house. They did not bring up the event next morning, and once it hit evening, they were once again sitting to spin some yarn, and the maid was amongst them. It had become rainy, and the storm shouted around the house bend as the terrible weather offered a conversation topic.
Curse the evil one having to go home in such bad weather.
Then the maid responded,
Yes, but the worst of it is still for those who are going out to fly over the treetops.
Then the housewife shouted to her,
Girl, I think you're a Mara.
And imagine, because she was now revealed, the curse broke, and the girl never again had to ruin her sleep by turning into a Mata each time the night came around. Thus our story ends. It's important to note that the person that turns into a Mata have no control of it and are sometimes not even aware that it's happening. It's an interesting creature, and I hope to tell you more stories about it in the future.